Let's talk about the past, and the past will let you know whether or not, the rest of the reading will even be applicable, okay? In the past position, we have here the Page of Coins, and the Page of Coins is basically new jobs, new assignments that is able to help you overcome financial difficulties. And it's going to, I feel like in that line, if you were financially like in a situation where you were worried about how you're going to make ends meet, and how you're going to be able to take care of yourself, let alone, branch out and date other people and incorporate other people into your life. I do feel that for a lot of you, the financial situation for this year is looking a lot better. And as a result of it, you are sailing over financial difficulties. You're no longer operating from that base survival chakra. And you're no longer putting your life on hold, like your love life on hold, mainly because you have the financial resources in order to be like invite other people into your life, in order to take care of your partner, and in order to like overcome a lot of these difficulties that have been plaguing you in the past, in not being able to attract good relationship partners because of self-esteem issues, or because of financial entanglements between you and exes and, ex-spouses or ex-boyfriends, girlfriend, whatever that situation is. So I feel like financial independence is finally allowing you opportunities to attract more like-minded people that can be more stable relationships, partners for you. What I'm sensing as well is a lot of you might have been separated, but I feel like you might have lived together in the same house. And, that's, I feel like that really interfered with your dating life. And I feel like, of course it would, like weird living arrangement with exes is not good for your dating prospects. Okay. So I feel like a lot of you might have been going through that. You're trying to get your life in order. You're trying to get your own space, and you're trying to accumulate a lot of money. You might have put your love life on hold in order to, have the time to devote to career and to, work a lot of hours in order to create this abundance. Okay. For others of you, you might have been dealing with an earth sign, a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. And I feel like in this situation, a lot of you might have sailed away from it, okay? I feel for some of you, you realized that they were taking their sweet time and they were trying to, look at other options. So I feel like, yes, they want to build a future, but I feel like, they're trying to decide between multiple options. This is somebody who I feel classically, they like to work with their hands, and they're very, very good, like very playful, great sense of humor, like to play like games, not in a bad way, but I feel like they like to play games. And I feel like their eyes dart back and forth, and that it leads me to believe like they might have the wandering eyes. Okay, so you were dealing with a Capricorn or a Taurus or a Virgo in your past. A lot of you have sailed away from it, and a lot of you are moving on to new people. So a few of you might be newly single. A few of you might be, still having this, a few of you might have like cord of attachment still lingering with this earth sign, which brings us to the present moment. We have the Four of Coins, the Strength card, and the Seven of Wands. So the Four of Coins, give me 1 second. So sorry about that. So we have the Four of Coins, the Strength card, and the Seven of Wands. And one of the things I'm feeling here is the Four of Coins indicates a situation where somebody is holding on very, very protectively to their feelings. They're guarding their heart, they're guarding their values, and they're really refusing to budge, okay? It can be positive or negative. Like standing up for the things that you believe in is always a good thing. However, if you are like so fixed that you're not able to change yourself accordingly to adapt to your environment, or to adapt to new people, or to allow, an alternative way of doing to come through that might even be better from what you're used to. This is a card about resisting change. It's linked up here with the Strength card. And I feel like for a lot of you, you're dealing with an energy of somebody who is very, very brave, very courageous. They might have been through, they might have had like a lot of adventures, a lot of life experience under their belt. And as a result of it, I feel like there is an element here of attraction, but almost like a challenge as well. They're challenging your belief system. And I feel like, you know, every time I see the Strength card, I think about two people who really are attracted to one another, but they're like different species. They don't really have that much in common. So that's normally how I interpret this card. It's a card about seduction as well. It's a card about like, you know, releasing or at least activating that animal side, the animalistic instincts within us. So where we feel like we are very physically attracted to somebody, but they're so different that you might have trouble, you know, getting things off the ground or communicating with one another, or even like they're so different from you that it's going to require a lot of changes in your value system, and you're not really sure how you want to proceed. What's coming through as well as the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands is a situation where you have to defend your beliefs. You have to like stand up for the other person. So what I'm feeling is a lot of you are in a position or interacting with somebody where there is a lot of like opposition. And it leads me to believe that, you know, you have different values, you have different belief system. And I feel like I don't feel arguments coming through. For some of you, there might be arguments with, you know, somebody that you feel is kind of fixed in their ways. You yourself are very fixed, and I feel like it's kind of like arguments, opposition, where you have to be, you have, it's not like you're on guard, but you have to defend your beliefs and why you feel a certain way, because the other person is going to ask questions. So let's look at the foundation here. And the foundation are things that you know to be true. We have the Four of Wands, which indicates like some type of a marriage, type of a situation. This is kind of like living together, getting married, getting hitched, moving in together, or people moving out of the household. I feel for a lot of you, there is a person here that you're dealing with, okay? So we have here the King of Wands, which is a fire sign. A Sagittarius, an Aries, or a Leo that maybe they have like some type of lingering attachments where they have like an ex or something that they're still sharing space with, and they're trying to break free from it. And this might be the month in which they are breaking free. They're traveling light, and as a result of it, I feel that, you know, they're on the dating market and you might encounter this person on your journey. I also feel earlier when I mentioned like I see you and another person in a house. I feel like it might be this person here. You might be moving in together. You might be trying to take the relationship to the next level. They are somebody that is very easily excited, and they're very like willing to start things. So I feel like they're moving something along so that you both can be together. A lot of you might be moving out of where you're living, and then you're coming to see this person. You're traveling or you're moving along to see this person. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And this person is coming through again later on. But let's talk about your crowning energy. The crowning energy is something that you're thinking about. It's heavily on your mind. We have the Ace of Cups. This is brand new beginnings in love. We have the Six of Wands, which is, you know, victory when it comes to like getting very positive reception, getting, you know, it's like winning something. So for example, if you are eyeing somebody or if you are in hot pursuit of somebody, this is the month in which you might realize that they feel the same way. So you're going to be the one person that is going to be the object of their affection. Okay. So I feel like there is something here where it's indicating like an escalation in, emotional fulfillment. Some things are being taken to the next level. And we do have the Hermit as well, in which, you know, you both are retreating together possibly to spend alone time together, or you both are kind of like, I feel for a lot of you, you're attracted to a fire sign, and that has a lot of suitors. And then this is the month in which they are making time for you to spend alone with you exclusively. So I feel like a lot of you are kind of like cocooning, like going off together and, you know, kind of like going to a place that's not sparsely populated. So, that's not densely populated, excuse me. So I feel like you're taking some time off in order to do these things with the other person that you really like or really care for. So we have a lot of good energies coming through here. What's coming through in your future position? We have the High Priestess, the Queen of Wands, and the Page of Cups. Okay, so this is quite interesting because I feel like the high priestess basically means that whole unveiling process, coming, stumbling across some type of information that gives you a lot of clarity and insight into a specific situation that you've been wondering about. Okay, so stumbling across some information. This card in this deck also indicates to me somebody that you're dealing with somebody who is very, very psychic, very spiritually evolved, full of wisdom. And I feel like they generally, have a very, very good sense of self. They have a very strong moral compass. They have a very, very strong sense of self. So you have a lot of spiritual energy that is coming through in your love sector here with the Hermit and the High Priestess. And it's pretty much urging you have to do things a different way. So that means opening yourself up to a partner. Rather than closing yourself off, you need to start opening up. And you need to have more conversations about values, about fears, about anxieties, about, what makes us human. You have to start to open up, because I feel like in the past you might have clammed up. You might have been just very some of you may be controlling as well. And I feel like that might have made your partner feel a little bit isolated. It's kind of like you ask questions to get at the truth about other people. But when they do the same for you, you clam up, and that's not fair. And they feel like that's not fair. And I feel as well, there might be some control issues from past relationships, either coming from the partner to you or you to the partner, and it isolated both parties. So, one of the things that you need to do for this month especially is try to open yourself up to your romantic interest. Ask questions, reveal a little bit more of yourself. It doesn't make you vulnerable. It just makes you a lot more attractive. So I feel that that's something you need to do. And likewise, you're dealing with somebody who has very strong, intuitive, very strong sense of intuition, and they can glean a lot of information from very, very small snippets of, conversation. So you're dealing with somebody who is very, very strongly, I would say almost clairvoyant. It's linked up here with Queen of Wands as well as the Page of Cups. Okay. So first of all, I feel for some of you, especially the people who are dating women, especially those of you dating women, we have here the Queen of Wands. So a lot of you might be, and this person's coming out again, might be dealing with a fire sign again, but the energy is a little bit different. So an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. This is potentially somebody with children. Okay, and you might come across this information. This is somebody who wants to have children, and I feel like they're going to make that quite clear to you as well if you're dealing with them. And I also feel like a lot of you have gotten out of marriages recently, and you're dealing with this person, and this person wants a family. This person wants a serious relationship, I feel. And what you're going to realize is that they're they're a lot more serious about you than you might be about them. I hope that makes sense. So for some of you in particular, if you're dealing with a fire sign female, okay, sun, moon, or rising, and I feel like this is you, what you're bringing to the table is a Page of Cups, which is, still a childlike energy. You're keeping other options open, and you're giving this person your attention for today. Whereas they're giving all of themselves to you to nurture you. And I feel like this is somebody who's very loving, very generous, very giving of herself or himself. And you might start to realize this month how the depth of their feelings and how much of themselves they're willing to give to you in order to accommodate you. And I feel like it's going to make you feel good, but it's going to be very revealing when you realize how devoted they are to you, and you realize that you might not be able to match them where you are right now, or you might conclude that you might not be able to match them where they are in the future. So then either way, this is a dilemma in which you're going to have to, decide on what you want to do, because I feel like this is a very serious person. They are very into you, and you need to decide if this is not somebody that you can lead on. So if you're dealing with this and it sounds familiar, I feel like your options are open You know, you're keeping yourselves open. You're not really seeing one person exclusively. And this person is very, very, I feel like, sincere. They're ready to go. So just so whatever you want to do, they're all game. But I feel like they're a lot more serious about you than you are about them, and you need to be careful about, you know, not hurting other people and things like that. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Scorpio, you have some very great choices that are coming through, and I do feel like you're dealing with somebody where there's a lot of opposition. You're a water sign, and I see, like, you know, fire signs coming out very strongly. So you're dealing with somebody who's going to question, you know, your values, which is fine. I feel like, you know, a little bit of conflict every now and then and then, like, you know, having to defend yourself. That's always good for a robust relationship anyways.